In 1985, the government made a decision to reform the Soviet school in accordance with the updated education principles. Within the framework of this decision, a new subject, informatics, which means elementary computer knowledge and principles of programming, was introduced in schools. The question of choosing the computer and related software for schools came up. Schools were equipped with Soviet-made computers. Those computers had a limited RAM, various specific operational systems, and conventional TV sets as displays. Due to software non-compatibility, it became impossible to use the vast world-gained experience in informatics teaching in the Soviet school. Attempts were made to use Yamaha MSX cheap playing computers for teaching children, but this did not lead to solving major software problems. Very soon it was evident that an advanced technical and pedagogical policy for school computerization had to be worked out. In order to cope with these problems, the Shkola school project was created in 1986 as an initiative of Yevgeny Velikhov, Vice President of the USSR Academy of Sciences. This project brought together a number of specialists from different areas of humanitarian and natural sciences, as well as school teachers. The main task of the project was to work out the concept of a new educational system build-up. The Shkola project gave rise to the Institute of New Technologies, INT, an independent organization for which it is easier to fight down bureaucratic barriers so typical of Soviet structural bodies. The INT became the base of the Shkola project and has gained sufficient financial independence. INT has the right to draw into its work any number of personnel, and that distinguishes it from almost all other state organizations. At the present time, INT employs 300 people on the staff, and 400 more people work for a short day. Various departments of the Academy of Sciences are the primary source of personnel supply for INT. Some people came from military industry and scientific research institutes. INT has set up a number of small ventures. Many of them are working under INT's assignment on the development of various sensors and software for school laboratories. INT is supporting a number of international educational telecommunication projects. One of them is Global Laboratory Project, GlobLab, in cooperation with Technical Education Research Centers, Cambridge, Massachusetts. INT works in close cooperation with World ORT Union, a well-known international organization in the field of technical training. ORT Resource Center was opened in Moscow with the help of INT. Many INT employees are also teaching in schools. While developing and testing new training courses and programs, the INT specialists have reached the conclusion that the use of IBM-compatible computers is vitally important for the long-term development of educational system in the USSR. Moscow School number 57 is one of the INT's laboratories. In this school, as well as in some other schools and computer clubs, the logo language has been used for several years to teach children. Seymour Papert's logo is considered to be one of the best training environments for children. Sergei Sopronov is one of those who carried out the joint work, together with Media Lab of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, on the Russian variant of the most advanced logo version, the Logo Writer. Today this version is available and ready for use in the Soviet Union. INT is aiming at creating an association of teachers who are working with this system in order to support and spread the springing up fruitful ideas. INT has developed its own concept of school education. It is based on 3 integrated subjects: language, math, informatics, science, and history of culture. Language, math, informatics is a subject of high-level thinking and communicating, not of memorizing and drills. This course was developed without computers because of their absence in school at that time, but having computers in mind. Now the process of its computerizing is going on. Lena Bulin-Sokolova has got her master's degree as a linguist from Moscow University. Now she works as a teacher and researcher with language math informatics. To her opinion, another INT's original product, LiterRed, is also very good for schools. LiterRed is a Russian spelling checker having the capabilities of a text editor. Seligay and Semyonova, who were the leading specialists working on this package, faced a non-trivial task. Special features of Russian word forming made it necessary to expand the basic dictionary of the system up to 150,000 words, and from those more than 3 million word forms can be derived. Besides this, LiterRed is likely to be the most high-speed Russian spelling checker existing today. It is possible to translate the files from Word format to LiterRed format and vice versa using supplementary software. Nikolai Yakovlev and his Ninja School. The title of the package, as well as its style and visual interpretation, were chosen first of all to create motivation and to follow a certain pedagogical line. The Ninja School is a training game which can be classified as a soft war art. It is a combination of exercises aimed at training such qualities as attentiveness, memory, quick and precise thinking. The exercises are implemented in the form of a game and are grouped around the teacher, who is the central figure in Oriental practice. The results of the exercises can have a diagnostical meaning. Basing on them, it is possible to make recommendations as to which mental ability of the student should be further developed. Ecological monitoring is one of the tasks of the Global Laboratory International Telecommunication Project, in which the students of INT's schools are actively participating. In order to interpret the results of experiments in Globe Lab, it is required to obtain local weather data. Vladimir Gershenson, director of SCAN Small Venture under INT's patronage, has set up a computer personal weather laboratory. Prototypes of this laboratory are tested here in the Weather Laboratory of Moscow State University. It was the concept of IBM Personal Science Laboratory which prompted this idea to INT specialists. The Weather Laboratory is in fact a group of sensors measuring wind direction and velocity, atmospheric pressure, air temperature and humidity, soil temperature and thunderstorm discharges. The set of sensors will be expanded. The sensors are interfaced with a computer. The software enables the pupils to form their own weather observation database. This gives the opportunity to make a comparative analysis of this data versus similar information gathered during the previous years. It is expected that such laboratories will be installed in schools and students will be able to exchange the results of observations on computer mail network. Students will also get access to regular weather centers so as to hold scientific consultations with them. Anna Novikova is blind. Once she dreamed of becoming a programmer, but in the pedagogical institute where she studied, they replaced ancient, bulky but powerful computers by YMEX, and Anna had to abandon her dream. The pilot package developed by Simanov and Tolshikhina allowed Anna to make her dream come true. Pilot is a working station for a blind programmer. Pilot interface is initially organized not within the video display, but as a tactile oral mental field. This field is more equivalent to the usual ways of perception which are convenient for the blind people. When pressing any key with a letter or a symbol, the user immediately hears the name of this letter or symbol. Pilot builds a comfortable and friendly environment for a blind operator and supports all kinds of activity within the full cycle of programmer's work. Pilot allows to compile, link, run, test and correct computer programs. The package language is C++, the most usable for blind programmers, as it requires more thinking than writing. The blind user working with the pilot does not need any supplementary peripherals, unlike other similar systems. Such peripherals are often rather expensive. Now I can find a job in any place of the country where they have a computer, Anna says. Those are some of the newest INT's products, which are ready for mass production or are at the stage of a functioning prototype. Besides those shown in the film, there are also quite a few interesting projects that are being developed now. Here is one of them, an educational game science adventurer equipped with electronic encyclopedia of physics and virtual laboratory. Another one, Language Tutor, a multimedia interactive system enabling the students to move freely between various word images and different levels of its meaningful representation. There are also some projects aimed at the promising conjunctions of the original IBM products and those of other companies known for their educational achievements. For example, the genuine IBM's PSL is getting much more exciting to operate for the first and second graders after being coupled with the funny turtle of the LCSI logo writer. This is only the beginning. INT is on the road.